Okay, we're recording. I'm gonna get my browser set here. All right, and to Moodle. Okay. All right. I hope everyone is good today. Had a short chapter. I did not put the quiz up because I wanted people to have a chance just to get caught up with the reading, the question checks, so that there's not a lot of work for the first week, in hopes that everyone can get it completed so that next week we start fresh. For anyone that's not caught up, I'll be making phone calls home Saturday and Sunday. I figured more people might be home during the weekend. So as far as updates, I did post in the discussion everything from the meeting after we met yesterday. And I'm just going to read this. We had our teacher meeting with administrators today, and they mentioned not giving zeros on assignments not completed. Dr. Kirby discouraged it because it might cause more work and confusion down the line. Jackson County Schools have food services available to families. If you need this or anything else, message me, call the school, or email a teacher, and we can put you in touch with the right people. Over 1,400 meals were delivered yesterday district-wide. The school will try to reach out to communication companies and ask if they can provide free service to families that cannot afford the internet if they have a student in Jackson County Schools. That has actually already happened, and they had a press release this morning and they put it on Facebook. If you are having trouble paying for internet and you're a Jackson County school student, you can potentially get internet for free. So again, everyone's concern is contacting students, staying in touch with students each day, making sure that the NTI work is completed. Yeah, I believe they also mentioned next week they're going to have a pickup for work for days 11 or 10 through 9 through 16 or something like that. And they mentioned Monday also collecting work from people that are handing in the packets, but they were concerned about, how are they going to make sure that they're not getting contaminated work. So I'm not sure where that stands. Our meeting this morning really didn't have a whole lot going on. We're tracking calls and trying to make contacts with students. So again, if you have friends, have them join the live session. And let's see, Alicia. Okay, we got a problem here. And let them know that they need to get all their stuff in, and we have the live class sessions every day. And if they are having trouble getting internet, they can get free internet. Can everyone hear me okay? Type in the chat or just say, yeah, you sound good. Let me help a student real quick. Someone's trying to in. All right. Alicia Gillum, but I don't see her in Moodle. Okay, give me 1 second, guys. You might want to, we're going to talk about the chapter Friday, September 29th here in a minute. Let me jump over to my email so I can try to help this student get in. Okay. Actually, yes, okay. Just gonna take me a minute, guys. Wrong email, okay. Slow computers. It's loading. It's not cooperating. Huh, well, I'm not sure where she's emailing me from. That's very strange. Oh, okay, it's coming in through it's coming in through the remind app. That's what's happening. So, okay. I'll answer your questions in just a second. Okay, let me see what this link is. Yikes. Okay. Invite. Well, copy URL. Okay, I'm gonna have to email. Okay. Okay. All right. That's done. All right. So back to let's see what's going on in the chat. Has anyone heard on school? I haven't heard anything on extending it or anything like that. We're still set to go back April 6th. According to the news, things are not really getting better quicker. They're saying like 8 weeks, maybe even longer. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Take it day by day. Over the weekend, you feel free to get caught up on Moodle. Make sure all your stuff's done for last week. The discussion board will be in there. I'll be watching it. It emails me when people post. No one's posted yet. You can also contact me through the Remind app. I'm going to post that on the front in the course as well, in case people want to sign up for Remind. I'll put that on after the live session today. And I think that's just about it. Don't bother. Don't think some of the students realize they have email through the school. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can get the meeting information. Invite. Let's copy URL. Just give me a second, guys. Sorry about this. It's a pain when this happens. All right, so HTTPS colon / Zoom .us US / J, awesome, / 904 615 9. Okay, let's see if that works. Oh, it's a J, not an H. Shoot. Okay. Okay. Let's see if that works. If she can't get in, then, well, I'll have to email her later. Okay, so let's get on to the reading for today. Yeah, it is. It's getting pretty scary out there. I can't imagine what it must be like to be your guys' age. On one good note, though, because you guys are so young, they're saying that there's not a lot of likelihood that even if kids get the coronavirus, that it's going to be as bad as it is in adults. So that's one plus, but yes, it's still very scary. All right. September 29th. Joey, so not a lot happening in this chapter. Again, when we have these chapters like this, it's going to gear up. We're coming to the end of part 3. I'd actually probably should look ahead and see. I guess we'll just do a short quiz on Monday and then part 1 test when we get done, or part 2 test when we get done with part 2. I did get an email today, on a side note, from what is her name? Mrs. What is her name? Mrs. Norris. That's the one who keeps pushing the iReady. Sounds like they're trying to push iReady for NTI work. I don't know. I don't really see a way to track it. It's nowhere near as engaging and as advanced as Moodle. And so we'll see. I'm gonna I'll see. Maybe we can have you guys do that as extra, or like just a couple minutes, like 30 minutes a week or something. That'd be great. You can always get to it, I think, from the link in Moodle, but I'm gonna have to have you guys tell me if it works that way, if it'll work that way for you, or I'm gonna have to create a student account in iReady and then try to go in through Moodle to see if it can actually be reached. So we'll cross that bridge and deal with Mrs. Norris as time goes on. For right now, we're doing Tangerine. All right, so Joey misses practice. Big surprise, not really. Victor was giving him a hard time, so and he's not that great of a player, so I can see where him not showing up to practice is not that out of sorts. Then we have the Tangerine Times shows up to interview the girls on the team because they have the best team in the region, and it's newsworthy because the Chandra, I believe her name is one of the top players. When Chandra sees that the news people pull up, she runs away. She doesn't want anything to do with them. She doesn't want to be interviewed. She doesn't want to be in the spotlight. However, that is not the case with Victor. Victor runs right up and wants to get his picture taken. He's telling him his name, or the reporter's name and everything. And he wants to get him in the paper. He wants glory. So they end up getting the photo, and they said that they would not put Chandra in there, but the other girl that they were gonna interview, which was what was her name? Let me pull that up real quick. Her name was too many screens and too many monitors going here. Okay, Dolly looked puzzled. All right. It was Chandra and was it? Let's see here. Maya Pandy. That was the other girl. They ended up interviewing her, but when the guy, does anyone know how the chapter ended? Before I spoil it. Anyone knows what happens with the news at the end of the chapter? Well, make sure you're reading this stuff. The news guy puts the wrong photo in the paper with Maya Pandy's, I think it's Maya Pandy, with her name. So her name's in the paper, but they took a picture of the wrong girl. And that concludes this chapter for today. It was short. It was only like, 2 pages? Not even? Yeah, it was exactly 2 pages. So not too much heavy reading. I did that on purpose. I want to make sure that everyone is caught up on the reading over the weekend. All the reading checks are finished, and I'll put the quiz up on Monday. In looking at the chat room, back to coronavirus. Has anyone heard on school? There's at least 49 cases. I have not heard anything as far as cases in the schools. To my knowledge, no students, no members of our community, at least in Jackson County, are reported having the virus. But I haven't actually been listening to the local radio lately because I've been here at home, and well, I have not hooked up the radio station yet in the house. So I heard it yesterday when I was driving, and it was just real brief. There's some cases around the surrounding counties. Mrs. Parmentier's still going into Union College to work, but she suspects that she'll be working from home maybe as early as Monday. So, but the students have been their classes have been canceled since I think Monday of this week. So that's to answer that question. Are there any questions on the reading or the NTI work? Does anyone need help with anything? Doesn't sound like it. All right. Well, we have our meeting set today at 2 o'clock. If anything comes up in our teacher meeting, I'll post it in discussion board. Again, make sure that you are all caught up and you have all of this week's NTI work completed, so you're not behind when we start next week. I'll be checking everything. And over the weekend, like I said, I'll be calling students, parents, if they are behind on week one's work. So if that's it, that's all I had for the chapter today. You guys are lucky. No reading checks today, and I figured I'd take my time and write the quiz over the weekend versus do one that's kind of hurried. So, and it makes it a little bit less work for you guys. I don't know if you're getting bombarded from your other teachers, but I figured I'd give you guys a little bit of a break. So come Monday, be ready to tackle all the NTI work for next week and keep up with the quizzes. The quiz grades will be going into gradebook. I'm still not sure what I'm going to do if students are, not taking the quizzes in Moodle. I guess we'll cross that bridge next week. So are there any last questions for today? Anything at all? All right. Well, I'll keep you guys updated. It's kind of sad. I actually left all the hard copy books at school, so I've been stuck having to read the online version. And before we end for today, I'll jump back real quick and have a look and see at the main book. I'm wondering how close we are getting to the end of part 1. We're on page, what was it? Might have to do a search here. Fine. September 29th. All right. Friday, September 29th. And we got the October 2nd, so one page. October 3rd. And we've got October 4th. And then we get into October 5th. So probably the end of next week, I'm thinking, we could be concluding part 2. Yeah, that'll wrap up part 2. And part 2 ends on page 1. Oh, that's right. Wednesday, November 8th. Gosh, I don't think it goes that far. I must have missed it. Where is part 3? Let's do another find. Part 3. Okay, page 123, Monday, November 20th. So probably the end of next week, we'll be wrapping up with part 1. So expect a short quiz on Monday and probably a part 3 or part 2 test on Friday and some reading. I will also try to hook up the microscope, and maybe we can do some fun stuff with the microscope, because part 3 is going to start dealing with plants in the novel. So I think we can still do that in the live class sessions. If not, maybe late next week we can start playing around with that and and maybe get more people in the live class session. So what about BHAG tickets that we have? That's a great question. You know, I was just starting to think last night, I wanted to come up with a way to do incentives online. Moodle has badges in the system. So if you complete your work, you can gain and earn badges for it. And I think I can also do an electronic version of a BHAG ticket. However, how will you guys cash them in, and what would they be worth, and what could you guys possibly get? That I have to kind of think about, and I'm open to suggestions. It's going to have to be some type of a digital or you know, some type of something we can send through Google or put online. I think we can still do the book. I think they're shipping books. If you have 4 BHAG tickets, you could put in, maybe I'll put a form up or something for BHAG tickets in Moodle to where you can get a book. You can still get a good phone call home. That would work. As far as the fist bump, you know what I'll do? I'll change the fist bump into a top of the page recognition. So when you log into the course, or when you log into the system as a whole, let me see if I can, I'll check and see if I can do that. Maybe I can do a recognition for a student if you wanted to, you know, trade a BHAG ticket for that. The 2 BHAG tickets was the prize bin at school. I'll have to rack my brain and see what I can come up with for that. So it's the only one I'll have to solve. So does that answer the BHAG tickets? Does that sound like a pretty cool idea? Maybe 2 BHAG tickets could be, oh gosh, I don't know. Maybe something to do with a website or something. Maybe I can get a subscription to some site that's cool or something. So I'll keep thinking about that over the weekend. Are there any other questions? Nothing? All right. Well, I hope you guys have a good weekend. Make sure you log in on Monday. Again, I think we're going to shoot for 1:30 again on Monday. Seems to be a decent time. I will put the recording of this session up as soon as we get finished here today. And again, look for the quiz. And hopefully I can hear from you guys, and you guys can start using the audio features of the conferencing system next week. You don't have to, but it would be nice. In fact, maybe I will offer up, oh, there I go, 2 BHAG tickets, the one I don't have a thing for. Maybe I'll say you can earn 2 BHAG tickets if you summarize or discuss Monday's chapter in the video conferencing live class. Yes, I think that would be a really cool idea. We'll just have to figure out what 2 BHAG tickets would be worth. Does that sound good, guys? All right. All right. Well, that's it for today. Again, get your work done. And if you need anything, message, go through your mind, email, all the above. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Be safe. Remember to follow all those aseptic techniques, hand sanitizer, stay home. I guess that's the message of the day. Stay home. All right, guys, have a great weekend. I will talk to you guys later.